Hey everybody, welcome to Arcane Wednesday for February 3rd, 2021. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Alright, today we're going to be looking at a spell that doesn't have a very long history in D&D. In fact, it's brand new for 5e, but it's a really cool and interesting spell. And if you're a creative DM or if you have a creative player at your table, just try to keep your mind open to the possibilities of what this spell can do, because it's really kind of interesting how this thing works. Alright, we're going to go ahead and stop the music and we will go into our discussion of this spell. Alright, so Creation is a 5th level spell from the Illusion School. Takes 1 minute to cast, so it's not something that you're really going to be casting in a combat situation, probably. Range is 30 feet and affects an area of a 5-foot cube. Takes verbal, somatic, and material components, and it creates things. So you pull wisps of shadow material from the shadow fell to create non-living object of vegetable matter within range. Soft goods, rope, wood, or something similar. You can also use the spell to create mineral objects such as stone, crystal, or metal. Object created must be no larger than a 5-foot cube, and the object must be a form of material that you have seen before. Now, the duration depends on the object's material. If the object is composed of multiple materials, use the shortest duration. So, think about vegetable matter. So, one of the examples they gave of vegetable matter is a rope. You can pull wisp of the Shadowfell and create rope that will fit in an area of a 5-foot cube. Well, if you think about a rope being coiled around, you could have a lot of coils of rope that are in, 5 feet around, and then depending on how many spools around you want that to be, whether you want to start with a very tiny thing and then wrap it around itself, and then 5 feet high, you could create a lot of rope in a minute. And the rope will last for a day. Now, you can create stone or crystal for that would last 12 hours, precious metals that would last 1 hour, gems that will last 10 minutes, and adamantine or mithril that will last 1 minute. Now, there is a caveat in here because I can already hear the wheels turning. Using any material created by this spell as another spell's material component causes that spell to fail. So you cannot use this spell to create a 5,000 gold piece diamond, for instance, and then turn around and try to do a resurrection with a diamond. 10 minutes probably wouldn't be long enough to do the resurrection anyway, but you could not do that. All right. But you could, for instance, if you're stuck at the bottom of a 100-foot deep well, and there's a friendly person up at the top, but that friendly person doesn't have any rope, and you don't have any rope, you could, well, with the exception of then trying to figure out how to throw the rope up 100 feet, you could spend a minute and use this spell to create a rope that would be long enough. And then somehow you'd have to figure out how you're going to throw one end of the rope up 100 feet so that the person could tie it onto something and you could use it to climb out. And that rope will last for a day. And then you can just leave the rope there, and a day later it will disappear into nothing. Uh, do the same thing with stone or crystal. Like if you, I don't know, if you wanted shade or something like that on a hot day and there was no shade, you could make a little thing of stone. I don't know. Uh, so yeah. Um, Now another potential use for this would be in a, some sort of a con worked along with a rogue, where you know you could create precious metals, create 5 cubic feet of gold, and you wanna buy something from somebody, but you really don't want to pay for it. You could create up to 5 cubic feet of gold pieces and give it to the person, conduct a transaction, go step around the corner, and then use a teleport to go to a different plane or get to another part of the same plane very quickly. And then within the hour, the gold that you just gave, whoop, vanishes. Now, the person would be pretty mad at you, yes. But because you're actually creating the gold during that time, during that hour, no matter what they test, it's going to look like gold, it's going to feel like gold, it's going to seem like gold. And the only way that, you would probably get found out is if there was some sort of a caveat that said, all right, you're going to need to wait an hour before you take delivery of this thing, because I want to make sure this gold doesn't just boop, disappear on me. All right, same thing with gems. You could create a bunch of gems, give those to somebody, and then 10 minutes later, they'd be gone. Um, probably wouldn't be so good with adamantine or mithril because those would those would disappear after a minute. All right. Then higher levels, you cast a spell, higher slot than sixth or higher. Cube increases by 5 feet for each slot level above fifth. So in a sixth level slot, you made 10 cubic feet. Seventh level slot, 15 cubic feet, and so on and so on and so on, up through ninth level. All right. So here's the question for this week on Arcane Wednesday. Have you, as a player, ever used creation? Have you, as a DM, ever had a player try to use creation? What were the circumstances, and how did that turn out? What was the final effect? I could see some practical uses for it, but um, it's like you couldn't build anything with wood because the wood's just gonna go away after a day. Um, Not unless you're building something temporary, like maybe building a ladder or something like that, that you needed to climb out of something. Stone or crystal. I don't know what you'd use that for. Maybe you'd make a stone and lay that across like a pit or something like that, and walk across the pit, and then 12 hours later it would disappear. So that's a potential thing, but it seems like a fifth level spell slot seems like a lot of energy to use for something like that. So I'm just not quite sure. Other than if you were going to use it to pull some kind of a con, and you were going to create the precious metals or the gems, um, and then do something to get away really quickly. Uh, I'm not sure how that would. I'm not sure how that would really work. So, all right. Let me know. What are your thoughts on using the creation spell? in that way, or how have you seen it used? All right, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, click the post notification bell so that you can get notified every time new content drops on the channel. Look in the description to see how to follow all of the actual play content that I create over on my Twitch channel, and check back here every single day to see new D&D related content on this channel. We have a whole year and more worth of daily content and archives of live streams that we have done over on Twitch. So thank you very much. We hope to talk to you later, and we hope to see you back here. Good night, everybody.